Is it bannable? Today we're playing the brand new combo featuring Seeker of Skybreak and Hawkeye's bow from Marvel Superheroes. Let's go check it out. Let's begin by thanking Leon Bayer Stoltenberg for today's donation deck. And Leon wanted to see the new combo on Pauper, which is Seeker of Skybreak, originally printed in Tempest and then reprinted in 7th edition. This is a 2-mana value creature for 1 and a green. It's a 2/1 elf and it has untap target creature. You want to untap itself. That's how this deck functions. And then you want to equip it with Hawkeye's bow from Marvel Superheroes. This is a 1-mana value equipment for a single red. The equipped creature gets +1/+0 and has reach. And then whenever the equipped creature becomes tapped, it deals 1 to each opponent. So when you can go infinite untapping Seeker of Skybreak with itself, you just tap and untap over and over again. And then when it's equipped with a Hawkeye's bow, that means that it deals infinite damage to each opponent, and your opponent is now dead. No combat step involved. Pretty powerful. The tough part about this is that the Seeker of Skybreak has a single toughness. In Pauper, that means a lava dart ends up becoming an issue. Gut shot, snuff out, things like that. Most people have concluded that you should be playing Tamiyo Safekeeping. Working on the deck list with Leon, we decided we wanted to be Jund, which means also playing black for duress. This way you can look at your opponent's hand and then gauge what they have before you decide to play out your combo in order to try to win the game. So having black gives you access to duress. It also gives you shambling ghast, which may seem a little bit odd, but hear me out. So your target creature gets -1/-1. Cart Clan Shaman is an incredibly prevalent creature in this format, and without something like shambling ghast, you have no way to combo out into a Cart Clan Shaman. So the shambling ghast answers a problematic card that sees a lot of play. The secondary motive, create a treasure token. Okay, well that's nice because it mana fixes in our Jund deck with a mana base without any real dual lands. Your one dual land would be the black Dragon Gate, which allows you to pick one other color. So having the Shambling Ghast to make red mana to cast the Hawkeye's bow means that you can actually do it reliably. So we like this, but how do you sacrifice it? Well, if you're playing black, you have access to Eviscerator's Insight or Fanatical Offering, both of which seem pretty good to dig for the combo. That way you can actually draw into Hawkeye's bow and Seeker of Skybreak. A lot of people are looking at just straight Gruul list, which would be red-green alone, no third color, and then play Malevolent Rumble. That's entirely possible. Rumble does find both halves of the combo. What it doesn't find is protection like Duress or Tamiyo Safekeeping. So playing black for the Eviscerator's Insight and the Fanatical Offering gives you better depth. Having the option to protect your combo and not just dig for it is also very powerful. And then in the sideboard, you could even play something like Last Rites to discard multiple things that might be stopping you from winning the game. Most builds of this deck play Writhing Chrysalis as your backup plan. It doesn't really do a ton with the Hawkeye's Bow Seeker of Skybreak combo, but it does have a big booty, which means that hate like Lava Dart and Gut Shot doesn't really affect the Writhing Chrysalis, and maybe you can just beat your opponent to death the old-fashioned way. So that's the combo deck. That's how it functions. I'd like to thank Leon for the donation deck once again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you have any thoughts on how to improve those lists, put it in the comment section down below. We would love to hear from you. But for now, I'm going to hop on into that first match, and I'll see you there. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicsforum.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicsforum.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Welcome to match number 1. We're on the play with the Seeker of Skybreak Hawkeye's Bow combo. Think we keep this. So we don't have any combo pieces, but we have a lot of ways to dig here, which I think is just fine. We'll play the gate. We'll say green, pass the turn. There's actually very few red cards in the deck, so you're not really incentivized to make red. We'll play the other black Dragon Gate. We'll say green again. And play the Shambling Ghast. They cycle a Lorien Revealed or a Contaminated Aquifer. Okay. They play the Aquifer. We'll play a Swamp. Swing. Pass the turn. They play an island. Bonder's Ornament. This seems like a good time to play this Eviscerator's Insight. We'll create a treasure. Draw 2. Okay. So now we just need to find the Hawkeye's Bow, and that was the draw step. Beautiful. Okay. Let's play the Mountain. Play the Bitter Reunion. And I'll discard the other Bitter Reunion into 2 lands. Play Shambling Ghast. Pass the turn. They have land number 4. We draw another land. We'll play Colony Garden. And let's get in there. So they can draw a card on the end step with the Bonder's Ornament. That's what they do. Dismal Blackwater, sure. End step will cycle the Twisted Landscape. We find Lembas. Another Tameo Safekeeping. Play the land. Let's go to combat. Swing. We'll play Lembas. Keep the Eviscerator's Insight. Pass the turn. End step they play Deduce. Sure. And now they play a Foretell card. Dimir Aqueduct. Picks up a land. They're back up to 7 cards in hand. 4 total mana. If we could draw Duress, I would be very interested in trying to win. We'll sacrifice the Shambling Ghast. Create a treasure token. Fanatical Offering. I'm interested in playing that here. We'll sacrifice the plant token. No Duress. Okay. We drew another Black Dragon Gate. I think we just start by playing the Writhing Chrysalis. Does it resolve? It does. We'll play Black Dragon Gate. We'll say red. Pass the turn. And step they play Behold the Multiverse. Putting 2 cards on the bottom. They have 10 cards in their hand after their draw step. Drown in Sorrow. I guess I'll sacrifice here and pump up my Writhing Chrysalis. You did it. Congratulations. Alright, well now they're going to kill my Writhing Chrysalis. We should use an Eviscerator's Insight in this spot. Sacrifice the Writhing Chrysalis. Okay. They have 8 cards still. And a bunch of open mana. I think we could win here through 8 if the Hawkeye's Bow resolves. So let's play the Hawkeye's Bow. Okay. Now I'll play Seeker of Skybreak. That resolves. Equip the Hawkeye's Bow. Attempt to sacrifice the Bitter Reunion. They play a Cast Down. I'll play Tameo Safekeeping. Target the Seeker of Skybreak. And the opponent just concedes. That was easy. We will want to bring in Last Rites, the 4 copies of Pyroblast, the Red Elemental Blast. What am I less interested in? This isn't really a great Shambling Ghast matchup, so maybe you get rid of those. Maybe Lembas. And then I still need 1 more card to cut here. I am a little bit stumped because I feel like I want everything in the deck. You could try cutting a land on the draw and playing 19 lands. I'm going to shave 1 Bitter Reunion. I'm worried about boarding out too much card draw. But we'll see. Well, this has the combo. I just need to draw lands. So we'll keep Dismal Backwater. We'll play the gate. Say red. Red is the tougher color to get. Dismal Backwater and an island. We hit the land. Beautiful. I'll play Ichor Wellspring. Resolves. A 3rd Hawkeye's Bow. Not really what I want. They grab another Contaminated Aquifer. They play it. We'll try a Hawkeye's Bow here. I mean, I hope that they counterspell it when I'm sitting on 2 more, and they do. We'll play Duress. Double Cast Down. I think you're supposed to take a Cast Down here. They play a land. We'll play Duress. They counterspell. I think we let that go. Pass. And if they tap out for Lorien Revealed, I'm going to Pyroblast it. Here we go. You will not draw 3 cards. Sorry. So they have 2 cards in hand, and one of them is a Cast Down. We draw a Swamp. We'll play Fanatical Offering, sacrificing Ichor Wellspring. Tameo Safekeeping, love that. Pass. They drew another Lorien Revealed. Okay. It happens. We'll play Twisted Landscape. We need to go get green mana. Because I need a green mana for the Seeker of Skybreak, and I need a green mana for the Tameo Safekeeping. And then Eviscerator's Insight, sacrificing the map token. And we'll play the Hawkeye's Bow. Pass. Nile Spellbomb, I do not care. Only Garden. Oh, that's cute. I can try to kill them with the plant token. I never considered that. I love it. Hawkeye's Bow. I'm going to kill you with a plant. Let's go. They're going to cast down on the plant, sure. I mean, That plant token was just a duress. And now they're going to use Nile Spellbomb. They cycle a Troll of Khazad-dûm, another land, all the Nile Spellbombs in the world. You got it. 4 cards. We draw a mountain. So I could play the Seeker of Skybreak, but if they have another counterspell, it's going to hurt. If they have removal, we're okay. And they do have a counterspell. Unfortunate. I wonder if I'm supposed to just hold lands at this point for the last rites. But I think I'm going to pass. Because I probably don't need more than 6 mana. They play another land. Pyroblast. Okay. I take another Colony Garden. We will play Ichor Wellspring. We're going to annul. Sure. Pass the turn. 4 cards. 5 after they draw. They play a card for Foretell. Colony Garden. Guess who's back? Equip. Equip. Equip! We are the beatdown. They play Behold the Multiverse. And now a basic island, Innocent Blood. That does beat my protection here. Okay, still 4 cards in their hand. We draw another Tamiyo Safekeeping. I will pass. Sure. 7 cards in their hand. They play Deduce. And a Dimir Aqueduct. Eviscerator's Insight. Okay. We'll play the Mountain, pass the turn. They Behold the Multiverse. 9 cards in their hand now. They foretell another As Foretold. Or not As Foretold, Behold the Multiverse. 8 cards in their hand. End step. Let's Eviscerator's Insight. We'll sacrifice one of the Hawkeye's bows. We probably don't need 3. We did draw Last Rites. Okay. They discard an island. We will attempt to play Last Rites. Target you. They lose focus with Replicate. Okay. This will be countered. I don't want to play the Seeker of Skybreak because I can't protect it with all of my Tamiyo Safekeepings. So I think I'm going to just play the Black Dragon Gate and we'll name green. Pass the turn. Behold the Multiverse. They're going to Blue Elemental Blast. I guess I'll Eviscerator's Insight. If they have another one, it kind of blows me out. Because now I have 0 Hawkeye's bows. And here it is, the other one. I suspected that was their play there. So we only have 1 more Hawkeye's bow to win with. And now they play Bojuka Bog. 22 cards left in their deck. Another Seeker of Skybreak. We'll play Swamp for turn. And the Ichor Wellspring. Another Twisted Landscape. Let's attempt a Seeker of Skybreak here. And then move to cleanup. We'll discard a land. Innocent Blood. I cannot protect from that. End step, we will Fanatical Offering, sacrifice the Ichor Wellspring. Bitter Reunion. And then draw off the Fanatical Offering. We drew a Duress. End step, we'll cycle the Twisted Landscape. There's only 1 more Hawkeye's bow in the deck and we have to find it. Play Duress. They counterspell. Let's Pyroblast. I'd like to see what they're working with. Duress. Just a handful of creature removal. We'll take the Lorien Revealed. Let's use the Dragon Gate to make a red. And we'll play Bitter Reunion. Discard a Dragon Gate. We'll play a Dragon Gate. We'll say red. Pass the turn. I just have to find that Hawkeye's bow. That's all I have to do at this point. They draw off the Clue token. Another Bojuka Bog, sure. A lot of graveyard hate. End step, we will play Eviscerator's Insight, sacrificing the map token. Go to my turn. Red Elemental Blast. Play Vault of Whispers. I'll have to discard if I don't play something, so we'll play a Duress. Take Suffocating Fumes. Pass the turn. They play an island. Bonder's Ornament. Sure. End step. Eviscerator's Insight. Sacrifice a Vault of Whispers. Writhing Chrysalis. I forgot those were even in there. Let's go. We'll play Writhing Chrysalis. Maybe we're just going to go beatdown. We'll play another Writhing Chrysalis. They draw off the Bonder's Ornament. Let's make some mana. Triggers. And again. And again. The question is, am I actually going to use the Bitter Reunion here? I kind of want to. Okay, we're going to do it. Combat. Get in there for 12. Hiya. You are at 9. Pass the turn. End step, they use the Nile Spellbomb. They did not play any cast downs on the end step. I think that's interesting. I mean, mana's not really a problem for them. I'm just a little surprised. They draw off Bonder's Ornament. They play another land. 6 cards in their hand. Behold the Multiverse. Do they just expect their spells to resolve? 2 cards on the bottom. Also, like, they have not shown me a win condition. I'm actually a little curious what their win condition is. Is it boring me to death? I guess there's one Troll of Khazad-dûm here that they might return. They play Cast Down. I will show them Tamiyo Safekeeping. I'll show you another Tamiyo Safekeeping. I will show you Pyroblast. I am the control deck. Don't you forget it. Boom! And they concede. Turn 20. I know we're used to Storm 20 here, but turn 20, we win. And we are 1-0 to start off this Pauper League.
Building a new deck usually means getting hit with a dozen different shipping fees from a dozen different sellers. It adds up fast, and honestly, it's the worst part of buying cards. That's why I switched to Card Trader Zero. You shop their global marketplace, but instead of having every seller ship to you, they ship to Card Trader's hub first. Card Trader then packs everything into a single shipment for you, and it saves a small fortune on shipping fees. This package from Card Trader just arrived. These are 4 Dark Rituals that came from 4 different sellers, but they all arrived in one envelope, and every card was quality checked by the Card Trader team before it hit my door. Check out the link in the description to try Card Trader Zero's optimizer for yourself. Stop paying for multiple shipments and get just one.
Match number 2. We're on the play versus Leon Bayer Stoltenberg, who paid for this donation deck. So Leon, thanks again, but I hope you lose. All right. So we have the bow and the Seeker of Skybreak, but we don't have a red mana or a green mana. I think we're actually supposed to mulligan this. Maybe you could talk yourself into keeping it on the draw, but on the play, even if you spike land number 2, you can't play either combo piece. We have to mulligan. Mulligan again. Well, we're likely facing Cycle Storm, so Duress is pretty good. I think we keep. Bottom Bitter Reunion and Twisted Landscape. We'll play Colony Garden. Pass the turn. Leon is playing the greatest deck of all time, Cycle Storm. Alright, so you could play a Duress here. I don't think you're supposed to. I think you're supposed to just play the Eviscerator's Insight. Let them cycle a little bit and see if they draw into more spells. Because the last thing you want is to play a Duress and just hit nothing. Or hit something that doesn't matter. Alright, so we'll play the Eviscerator's Insight, sacrifice the plant. We found the Seeker of Skybreak, untap land? Nope. We'll play Duress. We'll take Reaping the Graves, pass the turn, cycles Granite Stinger, cycle Street Rave. I really need to hit land number 3. Plays 2 Lotus Petals and a Page Loose Leaf. Okay. So Rowan's Grim Search and Cabal Ritual. We did not draw the land. We'll play another Duress. Do you want to trade the Cabal Ritual and the Rowans? I don't think that you do. Double Rowans. I think you're actually supposed to take the Cabal Ritual here. Maybe that's crazy. I'm taking the Cabal Ritual. Pass. Play Duress. A third Rowan's? No! Ah. Well, there's one copy of Rowan's Grim Search. We're probably dead. I needed to hit that land sooner. Colony Garden. I think I'm supposed to just play the Seeker of Skybreak in case I draw into a red mana. Pass. We are likely dead. I guess the one hope is that they just don't find a Reaping the Graves after multiple copies of Rowan's Grim Search. Dark Ritual. They cycle Granite Stinger. Healer, Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, Lotus Petal, Songs, and then the last card is likely another Reaping the Graves. Here it is. We just have to hope that they brick. I think we could have won this if I had hit land 3 on curve, but it just didn't happen. Songs of the Damned still on the stack, Cabal Ritual. Maybe we get lucky and they don't hit another Reaping. They revealed Songs of the Damned off of the Page Loose Leaf. And they continue to cycle. 15 mana. Cycles Barrenmore. Okay, they played the other songs. They definitely have it. Okay. I'm not going to make Leon play from here. We can go to game number 2. We'll bring in Fairy Macabre. Last Rites. I don't know if we want the Weather of the Storms or not. We definitely don't want Writhing Chrysalis. Like, that's just not what this matchup is about. We don't need Lembas. I think we'll bring in at least 2 copies of Weather of the Storm. I just don't know if we want all 4. Could maybe board out 2 Shambling Ghast, but I don't know if I love this. I guess we definitely don't need Tamiyo Safekeeping. That can actually get out of our deck. They have no interaction. So we'll bring back in the Shambling Ghast and 2 Lembas. We'll try this. On the play. This hand is so slow. I think I have to mulligan. We'll keep this. Get rid of Eviscerator's Insight. Black Dragon Gate, we'll say red. Pass the turn. Great Furnace. We'll play Seeker of Skybreak. Pass the turn. They cycle Monstrous Carabid. Vault of Whispers, cycle Street Wraith, Imposing Vantasaur. We did not draw into the combo piece, so we'll just attack for 2 and pass the turn. Cycles Horror of the Broken Lands, Granite Healer, Vault of Whispers, 7 cards. I can't play either of my draw spells because I don't have something to sacrifice here. Twisted Landscape, we'll play it. I could Last Rites them, but it means that I'm not holding open Weather the Storm. I think I'm going to play Last Rites. Target you. The question is, do I discard the Weather the Storm or not? I think I'm just going to do the 2. We'll take Songs of the Damned and Reaping the Graves. Go to combat. Swing. Cycles Horror of the Broken Lands. Andrena Stinger. Cycles Barrenmore. A little surprised by that because this would have been a great opportunity for on my end step to play Rowan's Grim Search. And now they Rowan's Grim Search. Another Rowan's Grim Search. They play a land. And another Rowan's Grim Search. Okay. That is a full graveyard. Lotus Petal. Dark Ritual. Cabal Ritual. Yep. And another Rowan's Grim Search. That's a Cabal Ritual. 20 cards left in the deck. Reaping the Graves. Let's see what they target. Street Wraith, Healer. How many copies of Page? 1, 2, 3. So here's the thing about the pages. They can give you a lot of looks at songs, but they're returning 10 creatures to their hand, so songs isn't even going to make that much mana. So I think you're supposed to just clip the Street Wraiths here. Okay. We need them to not find these Songs of the Damned. Interesting. They're just returning everything. They could have cycled, and they didn't. They play a page. They find Reaping the Graves. They find Reaping the Graves. They cycle, Lotus Petal, and pass. Okay. We'll go to combat. Swing. You are at 4. Pass the turn. They cycle Imposing Vantasaur. Great Furnace. Cycles Granite Healer. We'll use the Twisted Landscape and go grab Swamp, I think. Draw Vault of Whispers. I'm going to... I think we just attack. Like, I could main phase the Fanatical Offering, but even if I hit Duress, I think you're supposed to hold open Weather the Storm in this spot. They cycle Granite Healer. Dark Ritual. They cycle Barrenmore. Cycles another Barrenmore. They page Loose Leaf, which finds Cabal Ritual. Songs of the Damned for 16. Yeah. Blood Celebrant. Okay. They cycle Barrenmore. The Cabal Ritual. Storm is 4. Lotus Petal is Storm 5. Well, they found both songs. Okay. So they have near infinite mana. Reaping the Graves. So I can attempt a Fanatical Offering here to draw into my only other Fairy Macabre. I don't know if it's a good move or not, but we can do it. Because I'm giving their second copy of Reaping the Graves another Storm. So they have 28 mana, 8 cards. I think it might be a mistake if I let this resolve, but the issue is that it only gains 30. And I think they might be able to kill me from 50. So if I let this resolve, they play the other Reaping. Well, they played the other Stinger. I respond with Weather the Storm. They cycle what they have. They Reaping. I think they might be able to kill me. I just have to do it here, I think. Pretty sure I'm dead. Okay. Granite Stinger. They play a Healer. This will knock me down to 48, and they'll go up to 2, which allows them to play out another Stinger. 23 mana is a lot. Plus, I know that they have another Reaping the Graves in their hand. There's the other Stinger. They cycle Street Wraith. They have all the resources they need. I just want to make sure that I'm not wrong about them having another Reaping in hand and just make them cast it. They played the 4th Stinger, and there it is. Alright, so we lose to the greatest Pauper deck of all time. It happens, and we are now 1-1. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $15.99. This token combo pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens featuring classic Storm and Mana tokens with new inclusions such as our modern Ruby Storm package, but that's not all. Our token pack covers a variety of formats from Pauper to CDH with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. We are back at it for the third match on the play. This seems pretty solid. We'll keep. Well, I don't know what to say. Our opponent decided to not show up. Sorry, I don't really control if my opponents want to play Magic the Gathering or not, but we get a free win, and we are now 2-1. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. Match number 4, we're on the draw. We've opened up the combo. I will keep. The only thing this hand needs is a different color mana, because you can use the Black Dragon Gate for red and play the Hawkeye's Bow and Bitter Reunion to dig for a green for the Seeker of Skybreak. But we do need to draw a green mana at some point. They play a mountain. We'll play the Black Dragon Gate and say red. Pass. Basilisk Gate. Another Writhing Chrysalis. I like that. We'll play Bitter Reunion, discard Vault of Whispers. There's a green mana, and they miss on their land. We'll play Colony Garden and a Hawkeye's Bow. Pass the turn. I guess I should have equipped my plant token. You got me. We'll play a Black Dragon Gate. We'll say green. This way I can protect with Temio Safekeeping. Equip that plant. Hawkeye's Bow. Equip the plant again. We're going the distance. Take 5 from a plant token. I'm sorry, 4 from a plant token. Pass the turn. They play their own Bitter Reunion. Discards a Sneaky Snacker and a Hawkeye's Bow. Friend, you are dead. Seeker of Skybreak. Boom! Love it. I don't think we sideboard at all. Maybe you could take out like the Writhing Chrysalis, but I think it's still good versus their backup plan. So I think you just send it back. If anything, this tells me that maybe our sideboard could use something else. Like maybe instead of playing 5 blasts and last rites, you don't play the 5th blast. You cut the breath weapons, which I think are probably the worst cards here. And then you play something for the mirror match, like 3 cards for the mirror. Because right now you have breath weapon and Weather the Storm for red. And breath weapon is only good versus rally red. It's not good versus burn red or the madness burn red. So I think Breath Weapon is probably the weakest slot, and then Red Elemental Blast. Game 2 on the draw, we'll keep this. They play a Manor Gate. We'll play the Black Dragon Gate, say green. Pass the turn. They have their own Bitter Reunion. Gets rid of a Sacred Cat. We'll play Twisted Landscape. Play the Lembas. Get rid of Echo Wellspring. We drew it anyway. Okay. Malevolent Rumble. Seeker of Skybreak. And Basilisk Gate. They choose the gate. Interesting. Another Temio Safekeeping. I think we'll play the Landscape and pass. Another Basilisk Gate. They play Shattered Acolyte. Sure. And Hawkeye's Bow. They equip their spawn. And now they get to be the beatdown. Okay. We'll sacrifice Twisted Landscape for a green. And now the Twisted Landscape. And we'll go grab a mountain. Colony Garden. We'll play Bitter Reunion. I think I'm going to discard the Ichor Wellspring. We found the bow. Okay. I think I want to play the Colony Garden here, so that way I have 5 mana next turn. And we'll pass. And they did have another Seeker of Skybreak. Okay. They win game number 2. My draw was just too slow. One thing about playing infinite tap lands. We will submit. On the play for game 3. Sure, we'll keep. Black Dragon Gate, we'll say red. Pass the turn. They play a Citadel Gate. We'll play Colony Garden and Shambling Ghast. Pass the turn. Basilisk Gate. Bitter Reunion. Gets rid of a Sneaky Snacker. Vault of Whispers. We'll play Duress. So they have the Seeker of Skybreak. They do not have the bow yet. Play Ichor Wellspring. Draw a card. We'll attack for 1. Pass the turn. They play Manor Gate and the Shattered Acolyte. They attack, I go to 18. We'll play Writhing Chrysalis. Pass the turn. They play the other Basilisk Gate. Another Shattered Acolyte. We draw Lembas. Let's play it. Bottom the land. We'll play the Black Dragon Gate. We'll say green. And I think we just pass the turn here. They play Citadel Gate. They turn their Sneaky Snacker into a 7/6. I have no way to fight that off here. So I'll take 7 down to 11. I mean, I could block with the Writhing Chrysalis, I just don't really want to. Seeker of Skybreak, not a great draw. We'll play the Shambling Ghast. We'll sacrifice one Eldrazi spawn here, so that way it looks like I'm leaving my mana open for something. I mean, I'm not, but they don't know that. And then I'll attack with Shambling Ghast, because if they block, I can kill Sneaky Snacker. Pass the turn. Another Basilisk Gate. They're targeting Sneaky Snacker again. I'm going to sacrifice the Eldrazi spawn, and I'm going to use the Lembas to gain 3. Just basically keep myself out of Lightning Bolt range. And then I'll take 8. Fanatical Offering. Okay. They have 4 cards in hand. We know at least Sneaky Snacker and Seeker of Skybreak. I guess I can attack with 2 of the things here because I can untap the Writhing Chrysalis with the Seeker of Skybreak. Let's Duress. No hits. Okay, well that feels bad. They play a Plains. Now I will Fanatical Offering, sacrificing the Shambling Ghast. We'll kill the Sneaky Snacker. Draw 2. They play a Sacred Cat. We'll go to my turn. Hawkeye's Bow. So they have double Acolyte open, which means my protection here is not enough. I'll put or use the map token on the Writhing Chrysalis. Bitter Reunion. I think I'd like that. We'll attack. They block with the Sacred Cat. We will pass the turn. They're going to use a gate on Shattered Acolyte. I could just chump block here with the plant token. They are now at 22. Hawkeye's Bow. So they have the full combo. They play their land. End step, we will cycle the Twisted Landscape. Draw the Bitter Reunion. Another Shambling Ghast. So there's nothing stopping them from just trying to win on their turn. I have no way of getting or of sacrificing my Shambling Ghast. So I think I'm supposed to play the Bitter Reunion here. Hopefully draw into something that sacrifices the Shambling Ghast. We'll get rid of Duress. So I just have to hope that they respect my hand, but that doesn't seem very smart. I think I have to pass here. They play a Cliff Gate. They use the Basilisk Gate. And now the other one. Okay. So they cannot kill me this turn. But I think they're dead. Block. Block. We'll create a treasure. We'll play Hawkeye's Bow. Equip. They Shattered Acolyte. I'll Tameo Safekeeping. Once again, they Shattered Acolyte. I will Tameo Safekeeping. Now their effect fizzles. And we win the match. We are now 3-1. The Gold Sabertooth times the Epic Storm Collection has arrived with 3 full-size tokens showcasing the beloved Dark Ritual, CDH Rogsai, and Legacy of the Epic Storm for just $5. On the backs of these tokens, there's a place for my signature or a custom message. In addition to these sweet tokens, a friendly reminder that all orders that ship from theepicstorm.com also come with a signed Storm token from yours truly. The final round of this Pauper League, we are on the play. Unfortunately, I think we have to mulligan. Oh no. I think we're going to 5. Keep. Goodbye to Tameo Safekeeping and Eviscerator's Insight. Play the Twisted Landscape and pass. They play a Bridge. We'll sacrifice the Twisted Landscape, go grab a Swamp. Play the Twisted Landscape. And now we'll play Lembas. Bottom the Eviscerator's Insight. We just don't have enough sacrifice fuel right now. They play Vault of Whispers. Black Mage's Rod. Another Writhing Chrysalis. Well, Fanatical Offering, sacrificing the Lembas. Only Garden. Pass the turn. If we could spike one of our 2 mountains off the top and just chain Writhing Chrysalis, that would give us a real shot at winning. They swing, no blocks. They play a Bridge, so they're Grixis Affinity. Now Spellbomb and a Blood Fountain. I'm at 16. Mirror Enforcer. I don't know if I'm supposed to try to spike the land here or not. I think I'm supposed to just try to block with the plant token and then Eviscerator's Insight. Go grab the mountain. They have 4 cards in hand. I will block the Mirror Enforcer and then Eviscerator's Insight, sacrificing the plant. We did draw the 4th land. I'll search out the mountain and I'll take 2 down to 14. They play another Vault of Whispers, Reckoner's Bargain, sacrificing the Nile Spellbomb. I'll take 1 down to 13. They're going to pay the black. And now an Ultra Monitor. Things are not looking great. We'll play Vault of Whispers, play the Writhing Chrysalis, sacrifice, use the map. think we're going to put it to the graveyard. Pass the turn. They're going to swing out. Okay. I'll block like this. My fear is dying to double Galvanic Blast, but maybe I'm not allowed to play around that anyway. They use the blood token. Toxin Analysis. Sure. I'm at 10 and they're at 24. They use the clue. Another Mirror Enforcer. Twisted Landscape will play it. So drawing the landscape means that I can play Writhing Chrysalis and Shambling Ghast. Yeah. It was just taking a second to think if I could play... I mean, I can't, but if I could Shambling Ghast plus Offering, and I can't. The colors don't work. Pass the turn. Makeshift Munitions. That's not good for me. And a Kirkland Shaman. Why not? I'll sacrifice and Eldrazi Spawn. Are they targeting themselves for 1 damage? Am I seeing this correctly? Looks like they're targeting themselves. I mean, the arrow's pointing at themselves. We'll see what happens here. No, it's okay, the damage went to Writhing Chrysalis. I just don't understand why the arrow's pointing up at them. Like, it's their spell, I get that. But I guess I had the stat covering the creature, and that's why I couldn't see it. Okay. So I'm probably dead here, but I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. I'm at 2. Yeah, we're just dead to the Makeshift Munitions. I could make blockers with the Writhing Chrysalis. It's just not enough. So we lose game 1 to Affinity. And I think we just send it back. Ultimately, the mulligan to 5 hurt me there. But there wasn't a whole lot I could have done. Like, those hands were not playable. On the play for game 2, we will keep. We'll begin with Colony Garden. Pass the turn. They play a bridge. We'll play Mountain. And let's Bitter Reunion. Get rid of the Eviscerator's Insight. Pass the turn. No land number 3. Bummer. Get in there with the plant token just to prove a point. They play Bridge and Pass. We draw Swamp. We'll play Hawkeye's Bow. And let's Ichor Wellspring. Pass the turn. If for some reason they tap out, we do have a win. They play Seat of the Synod into Black Mage's Rod and a Kirkland Shaman. Well, Shambling Ghast is pretty good. We will Fanatical Offering, sacrificing the Shambling Ghast. We'll kill the Shaman. Pass the turn. They play Thoughtcast. They play Mirror Enforcer and then attack with their token. I guess I'll block. It doesn't really matter. Because I believe we win here. We'll play Duress, target you. They just have nothing, so they're dead. Seeker of Skybreak. Okay, next game. I'll resubmit. Game 3, our opponent has kept a 7-card hand. So here we have Colony Garden into draw 2s, which is great, but you have to spike the 2nd mana. I think you're supposed to mulligan. I'd probably keep that hand as a 6. This hand is not as good. We'll go to 5. I guess we're keeping this. Bottom, Writhing Chrysalis, and Swamp. We're going to pray that just jamming the combo twice gets it done. They play a bridge, Colony Garden. They have Great Furnace, into Ichor Wellspring, Bitter Reunion. That's actually pretty good here. We'll play that. Discard the Eviscerator's Insight. Pass the turn. Nile Spellbomb, plus a Mountain. Kirkland Shaman. We'll play the Black Dragon Gate. I'll say green. We'll play Ichor Wellspring. Pass the turn. They use the Spellbomb. That's fine. They attack. I'll take 1 down to 19, and they pass. I will Fanatical Offering, sacrificing the Ichor Wellspring. Just trying to hit my land drops here. Another Lembas. We do draw a land. I think we'll play Lembas. I thought about playing the Hawkeye's Bow, but I think I just want to keep accumulating cards here. Keep the Twisted Landscape. Pass the turn. They draw a Seat of the Synod and play it. A Tremonitor. They attack. No blocks. I go to 18. Mirror Enforcer. Swamp. That was actually a really good draw because now I can Shambling Ghast plus Fanatical Offering. We'll play Hawkeye's Bow. Pass the turn. They play another Mirror Enforcer. And then they sacrifice the Ichor Wellspring to the Kirkland Shaman. Well, Fanatical Offering, sacrificing the Shambling Ghast. I'll just make a treasure. We draw 2. And now the Kirkland Shaman is going to kill my plant. I could have played Eviscerator's Insight, but I think I want the mana. Another Tremonitor. So they're leaving open 2 mana. They would need like double Galvanic Blast to stop me on their turn. Because I have double Seeker of Skybreak. Oh, another Kirkland Shaman. You gotta be kidding me. Ah, that's not good. That might beat me here. Pick a draw. I'm at 11. Not sure how to play this. They have 14 on the board, which means gaining 3 off Limbas is not enough to keep me alive. What to do? I guess I have to hope that they have nothing else and I'm supposed to just sacrifice both copies of Limbas this turn. I mean, that's really, really wishful thinking, but it does give me 2 more draws to potentially find an out. So that's pretty good. We'll keep that. Play the Writhing Chrysalis. And then I have to... Actually, I could use the map token. Make my Writhing Chrysalis a little bit bigger. We'll use a map. The Galvanic Blast. I will sacrifice the Eldrazi Spawn. Okay, so I can play a chump blocker now. And then still live. But they would have to have not... They would need to not have anything else. So right now they could put me to 1. And they have makeshift munitions. Okay, I guess I just die. Ah, brutal. So we finished this league 3-2. Here's the little record thing. For some reason, it keeps loading off screen recently, and I haven't been able to fix it. Yeah, so the deck is fine. That's what I expected. But if you read, you know, Reddit or other places on the internet like Twitter, people are calling for this deck to be pre-banned, which obviously didn't happen because I'm playing it right now for you. But it just seems like this deck is somewhere in between the Basking Broodscale deck and the Pizza combo deck in terms of power level. And I think the Pizza deck is not particularly good, where this deck is actually playable. So this might be that perfect mixture. I have a few thoughts, though. 1, 20 lands felt a little bit light. I don't know if it's just bad variance today, but I had to mulligan a lot of 1-land hands. And the Broodscale deck had the benefit of being 2 colors. This is 3 colors, so you probably need another land or 2. So I would like to see that change. I don't know if you actually need the Limbas, so those would probably be the slots that I look at in the main deck. In the sideboard, Breath Weapon felt useless. It would have been nice to have something that was just a little bit better. Artifact Hate, Hate for the Mirror Match, just something that was relevant. But overall, I thought being Jund felt fairly good. I really like the Shambling Ghast and Duress plus the draw spells. If there's a better Gruul list at some point, I could see it happening, but at least the initial first week or so, I think Jund makes a lot of sense. I do wish there was a little fewer tap lands. Like, I wonder if you actually need the Black Dragon Gate, or if you could just play like 4 Twisted Landscapes, Colony Gardens, and more basics, but maybe that's just not allowed. I'm not really sure. But thank you for watching, and thank you to Leon Bayer Stoltenberg for the donation deck. Not thank you for beating me. That's not cool. I should always win every match of Magic the Gathering ever. I'm joking, but hopefully you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And as always, keep storming. That was a sweet donation deck. If you're interested in seeing your favorite combo deck here at the Epic Storm, visit theepicstorm.com/donation decks, where you can submit a deck to be featured here on this channel. And on top of that, if you're a higher member tier of this channel, like a Stormtrooper or a Combo Cabal, you get 50% off or even free. So there's tons of perks. Submit a donation deck today.